Hey everyone and welcome. I'm Dark Sky and today we are playing some Incremental Factory. We have gone a long ways on this. This factory is getting huge, and I told you that this yellow one here was going to be a monstrosity compared to our last one, and things are just getting worse or started. Either way, how you look at it. But yeah, we got some things we got to get done today. We turned the new leaf, and now we have gotten some new factory stuff that we need to slip in there and to get ready for the last and final science pack, the white science pack. That's going to be the big one. I think that's going to be the that's good, more than just icing on the cake. That's the candle and the lighter and everything else, that goes with it. So it's going to be crazy big. So what we're looking at right now is, if we just open up my little thing here, it says Gen 3, but don't mind that. So what it is that we have, we got to do probably an LDS factory, which is the low density structures. That might be an easy one just to kind of get off, and for us to be able to get the recipe going for that one. We could do maybe the heat seat factory as well, get that one kind of knocked out. That also requires us to do the HD copper plate. I'm not sure what HG stands for. High grade, I'm guessing. High grade, yeah. So if we do the high grade, it requires us to get the HD copper plate, which does the HD smelter is what we're going to be needing that for. And then we're going to need to do copper ore, coal, and oxygen to get that HD copper plate. Now, I'm thinking I might want to start off with that one, actually, and just kind of get that going, get that ball rolling kind of thing, and just to see what we got going on here. So for us to do this HD copper plate, I'm thinking probably that, and we know we have plastics, we got oil refinery, we got the bauxite, we got the aluminum. So for us to make the Gen 4 chip, we have all the resources to make that. So let's do that. So we're going to make this here. This is going to kind of give us an overview of everything that we're going to need for this Gen 4 chip. So we need to bring in the silicon germanium. We need copper plate. We need the copper cables. We need the high K dielectric. We need the Gen 4 chip, obviously. We need a phenolic resin, which we've already made that, so that's just a matter of just pulling it in. And then we need the heat sink. So here's the heat sink. The heat sink requires us to have putting it, click on these, this on this little factory that we don't have connected to anything. It makes it so that we can actually look at it and kind of, take it apart and put it back together, kind of. But inside of our factory and not have it connected to our factory. So what I want to do here is we need to have the HD copper plate. So that means we got to do this one here. So let's get this one out of the way. We need copper ore, coal, and then we need oxygen. I think what I'll just have to do is I'll just run 3 things into a production, each with their own nodes, because if you see that the copper ore, it takes 10 copper ore, 2 coal, and a half an oxygen to make the copper plate. So I'm thinking that we're going to probably need a few copper ore all pumping into a node, and then that one node going into our copper plate production. So let's get that going. So what we want to do is get out here, a nice area here for us to start our painting. And so we have this here. This is our production. So this production here is going to have our HD copper plate. Here we go. We want the smelter. And so to connect that smelter, we need to have copper ore and coal. So let's connect this. And then later on, we'll decide what colors we want to go with this. Now, I don't know. I think through oxygen, for us to set up oxygen is actually set up through something else. We need a bioreactor. That's what we need. So we're going to have to use the bioreactor to make oxygen. All right. So we're going to need 2 of those. So we're going to need another one of these. And then this one here, can we use the bioreactor in this? Yeah, we can. Okay, good. So we're going to need the bioreactor. We're going to just max this guy out. Oops, max him out. There we go. All right, so now we are pumping completely oxygen. We should be able to get our half oxygen in that easily. And then the next one here, this one is going to be coal. So we're going to just be pumping out straight coal. So we just hold down our Alt and hit 16. There we go. So now we have our coal. And then this last one, what was it? What was it we needed? Oh, of course, copper. That makes sense. All right, so, and then we're going to do copper. So we're going to do full 16 copper miner. Get that mining coming in. All right, so then what we're going to be doing is we're going to, no, I need to go in here. I need to connect the copper ore. I need to connect the coal. And I need to connect the oxygen. Okay, so now that we have all 3 of these all kind of connected and they're kind of just doing their own thing here. Let's see, now we get to kind of see where our shortage is. Not doing too good. I mean, right now we're doing all right. We don't really not going to see much of a difference until we get it onto a bigger scale. Now you can see, look at that. Now that we've blown that up, we can see our copper ore is definitely struggling. So we need to do a shift on this. Actually, I'm thinking I want to put a node in here because I know that this one here is going to really get high. We're going to have some serious numbers coming in. So we have this coming in, and let's put that into there for the copper ore. There we go. Separate that out a little bit. All right, so now that we have that, let's do a shift on this, and then we'll do an Alt, bring that up, and now we're gonna have 2 of these. All right, so now we have that. Let's see what we can do with that. Now we're not going to see much of the shortage. We have to, bring it out even more. I'm thinking that it's going to have a little bit of a shortage because it's only, it's at 320 per turn, where these other ones are more of a lower end. So I'm guessing that we're probably going to need even to throw more of that in. But at least we have a kind of a good start on what we're going to be doing here. And this is for the HG. And so the next part of this quest for us to do is for us to make the, we're doing the HG smelter, which makes the plates. We're making the HD copper cables. That's what we're doing. All right, so let's look at the copper cables, HG copper cables. And what do we got here? So we just need to bring in the copper plate. So we're going to need to do another production. I'm thinking maybe even a node. So for this one here, we're going to have to bring this down just about 26. That'll give me that extra node. Bring that in. We're going to bring in the HD copper plate into our node. That is going to go straight over to our production. Pull that out a little bit so we can see the colors as they come across, and we can see where we are we're having our issues. See, I knew that copper ore was going to be an issue, so we need to up that copper ore even more. All right, so now we have that coming in. Let's see. It looks like we have a green line coming in here. Numbers are still just kind of they're just not doing it for us yet. Let's try another 2 and see where we go with that. All right, so we have another 2 here. So we have a total of 6 now. I'm thinking we almost have to go with like the number that they say. They say 10, but I'm thinking we might be able to get around it. Oh, see, now our numbers are kind of all good, but See, now once we add something more to it, we're going to add these extruders. So let's do an alt and just add in the extruders, the full 32. And let's see like where that lies. Now we're doing pretty good there. We went up pretty quick. I'm thinking it went that we did all right, actually. And so now we have these HD cables. We are doing great. I'm thinking I want to put a color to this. Okay, so we have our HD copper here, and so things look like they are on the up and everything, but I feel that we're going to have to still go back and we're going to have to tweak this a little bit just to make everything, just run nice and kosher, all nice and perfect and everything. But let's see here. So now what we got, since we got the Gen 4, we got the cables. All right, so that is knocked out. The next is the phenolic resin. Let's get that the resin out, because that should be an easy one. That's just a matter of us just finding the recipe and then pulling it forward and for us to be able to use it. Resin in here? I could have sworn we did. Yes, we did right here. Here it is. So we could probably take this recipe here. This makes the phenolic resin, which is exactly what we want. So we want to take this part right here up to this point. And then we're going to do a Control C. And we're going to bring this big old boy over here. And we're just going to plop him down right here. All right. So then the other part of this, let's see here. So now that we have the resin, we have the HD copper cables. The other one we might need to do is maybe the heatsink factory. The heatsink factory, all that requires is the copper plate that we made and some aluminum. So we'll just go over here. We'll find the aluminum. So we are going to take, let's take this one out here. Let's just take that whole thing out of there. And then we'll just plop that down over here. And I think we could probably use up all that aluminum. I don't think we're going to have any issues with using that up. So we'll plop that down. So now we got the aluminum. The aluminum has to be connected to, what is it? It's going to be connected to the heat sink. So we need the aluminum and we need the copper plate. So we're going to need this one here. No, we're going to need right up to this point because we only need up to the HD copper plate. So we'll just use, take this here, Control C that, and we'll put that one up here next to the aluminum. All right, so we got some things waiting to get done here. Once these are done, doing their thing. I wish you could connect the arrows while you're waiting. And then we're going to need to put down a production, and then we have to connect these two to make the heatsink. All right, so now that we have all these in here, I put them, kind of lined them up a little bit and attached them all here up to our node that we're ultimately it's going to be for our Gen 4 chip. You can see on here which ones we haven't locked up yet. So we still need the silicon germanium, which I need to make up the recipe for that one still. And I still need to make up the recipe for the high K dielectric. So let's get those connected here, see what's going on. So I want to do the high K. What is it for the high K? What does the high K need? To do the high K, I need the hafnium plate, the low K dielectric sulfur, and those two come together to make the high K dielectric. Now I can't make the hafnium because we have to unlock the excavation level 20. So that means we got to go and fight some monsters, at least to level 20, to get that one unlocked. So what's the next one? What's the next one we can do is silicon germanium. And so we can do that. Looks like we have both silicon and we have the germanium or whatever. And we got to pull those together. So it says 1 for 1 equals 2 of the silicon germanium. And for us, we need, oh, we just need the 1. So that's not too bad. So let's get that set up. And so we'll put that down here. So we'll put down an extraction. And then we're going to probably need another extraction here. Now, to make this germanium, I don't know, do I need anything special for this? Or can I just, is it just I mine it and that's it? End of story. So it looks like I need coal ash to make the germanium. So we're going to need to, for us to make this, we're going to require us to do coal ash, which means that we need the coal combustor. You know what? I already have a recipe for that. So let's look into that. Let's get that. That should be up here in the new one that we just did. So here's the coal here. Coal goes to this one here, which requires lots of coal. All that coal goes to this coal combustor, which ends up making us like a bunch of coal ash. And then that coal ash goes up into here, which gives us a bunch of coal ash. And then we have this one coming down here with the coal. So I think what we can do is we want to just copy like these ones right here to right here. Right? Yeah. I want those ones there. So we'll Control C that. Right? Yeah, the coal goes to that. Yeah, okay. Yep, that should work. So we're going to take that over here and we're going to just add it to this one down here that's current. And we'll stick that in there. And then this one here. So this is going to make that coal ash. And then we're going to have to add in. So this has the coal ash coming into it right here. The coal ash is being made. It has a little bit of power and all that just to kind of keep it going. But then ultimately what it's gonna do is we're gonna have to like take this one here, and this is gonna have to be so we need the germanium. That's what this one was originally gonna be. So coal ash, yeah, so that's the coal ash coming across into the node, and then once it comes into the node, go into germanium. So we gotta wait for that to get ready. Okay, so now that's all done here. We just got to wait till our numbers get up here. And then this one here, let's see, let's look in here and see what we needed. So it was a germanium factory there. So we have the coal ash going into germanium refinery, which makes the germanium. And then for us to make the silicon, right? So we have the silicon. So we got to like figure that out. So I think the silicon, I think we had to have that go through something else too, right? Gen 4, yeah, it needs the silicon germanium. So for that, we need to have that go through. We have to have that go through here. So we might as well pick up the recipe for that because we need the quartz, the coal, which goes to the silicon. And then we bring those two together. So we need quartz and coal. All right, so here's the silicon right here, which is the quartz. What is quartz and coal? Oh, okay. Oh, we only need like 0.25 coal. Oh, okay, that's easy enough. That's why we have such a low number on that. All right, that makes sense. So what I want to do here is, let's see here. Let's extract this one here. And we'll Control C that one. And we're going to bring this one down here. Lost it in our big old white big palette here that we got going on. All right, so we got that here. We're going to stick that right up close and personal. All right, so that looks like that is pretty decent right there. We just got to get those two all like all done. Okay, now that it's all done here, what we're going to be doing is we get to take the coal ash here. We can get rid of this one here because that's not really there. All right, so now I just want the coal ash that is coming into the germanium. And then once it goes into that, we're going to have the germanium go into this one here. So we have the germanium, and then we're also going to take the silicon, and we're going to attach the silicon to this node. Now, both of them are being made here. Now we're going to be able to take both of them on the other side here, and we're going to combine them. And then we'll put another node on the other side of that just to make sure that if we need to create more of this instance or more of these certain nodes or whatnot, we can. Although, I don't know, I guess we don't really need to. I've always just put the nodes on the end just in case, but I mean, we could probably get away without it because it's just going to be just this one. So here we bring this in. This is going to be the germanium. And then this one here is going to be the silicon. And then we're going to mix those two together and we're going to put it into this furnace. And now we get the silicon germanium out of that. So let's see if we can't up that. All right, so now that we have the silicon germanium, I think that's one of the ingredients, right? That was for the for this one here. Yes, it is. Okay, so now we can just tie this one into that, and so now that is working on making those. Let me see here. So the only thing we have left to do is to make the high K. Requires us to make the hafnium plate, which requires us to get to that level 20. So I guess that's probably the next thing that we need to do. I mean, we could probably set up one of the advanced deposition chamber to make the high K. Put in for the low K dielectric. We put in the sulfur, have those all set up. Then we go do our fight, come back once we get to the hafnium. And then we put in the recipe for the hafnium and we're good to go. We got Gen 4 knocked out. We're good to go. So let's do that. Let's, for this here, we're going to need the low K dielectric. So let's go find that one. Okay, here's the dielectric right here. So it looks like to make is that we're going to need coal, we need silicon, we need graphene, and we need coal ash. So we need all four of those to make that one item. And so we have the two coming out here. We have the oxygen, which makes it silicone. We have the graphene coming in. Take it down to here. So we're going to take this whole monstrosity right here. That is the whole dielectric. And we'll copy that and we'll bring that down here. All right, so that's our dielectric there. And then the other thing that we require is we need sulfur. All right, so let's go and grab some sulfur. That should be easy enough to find, right? Should be the little yellow guys. I think I got them over here. There's that one. Remember, I had two of them that are yellow. Okay, so here's sulfur right here. And it looks like that we could just take these ones right here. Yeah, right there. That's perfect. Let's do that. We'll copy that. And we'll bring that over here. And we're going to drop this down right on top of this one. And so the only other thing that we really require at this point is that hafnium. I mean, we got everything else is pretty much under control. The next thing I think is on the list is for us to go do our combat, get to that level 20, get that hafnium. And then we're going to plug in this R4, our Gen 4 here. So we could probably take the Gen 4 anyways and just plug it in. All right, so we're going to put this one here. That's going to be our Gen 4 chip. There we go. So we got that one in. And at least that is, you can see there's the Gen 4. It's sitting at 0 currently because, well, we don't have all the pieces in yet, but at least we got it connected. But now all we need to do now is wait for this to get done making. And I think the next part is for us to go into the excavation area here and get set up. I think we're pretty much set up, to be honest. I think we're ready to take on the next buildings. I don't know if it requires us to use any of this while we're fighting. I don't believe it's so. I think we are ready to go. So we are currently at level 16. And so we got 17, 18, 19, and then we get to 20, which is the hafnium plate. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do here. I think let's see if we can't try getting into that. We'll probably make it through the first level. And if we succeed, which I'm hoping we do, but in a worst case scenario, if we don't, well, I guess we'll just go back to the drawing board. But to repair all of our stuff, we're going to have to wait for the drone test to get completed, and then we'll be able to repair all of our things. So, yeah, I think we'll only make it through the level 17, and then we'll have to wait for the next time that we're together to continue through the last 3 levels and then put the rest of this together. So let's see how we do. Let's dig into this and see how we do. I hope we do good. Did put a lot of thought into where the guns went and everything. So we have like a ton of those little red guys. Holy cow. So many red guys. All right, here we go. Starting to send out our AoEs. Hopefully we can take those guys out. We got the blue guy here showing up. We got another blue guy over here showing up. You see, oh yeah, here we go. Now we're doing our AoEs. We're getting it. The big guy definitely knocked out really quick. There we go. That looks pretty decent there. Let's see how we do on this end. Looking good so far. This corner here looks a little on the weak side. We may want to think about strengthening that corner a little bit more. But we are definitely just tearing them up on the rest of these corners. This corner and this corner seem a little on the weak side. I might have to like push these out a little bit so that I can get that corner. There we go. The blue guy is definitely getting a little close to our level 2 walls. I like to try to keep those guys at max distance if possible. There we go. We're getting some more AoEs done over here. Looks like, oh yeah, we took out that guy. We got to work on these 2 guys here. Or is there 3? I think there's only 2 right there. Once we get the big guys out of the way, it's really just a cakewalk from there. I mean, it's just easy peasy. We just like a stroll in the park, really. So I guess from here on out, looks like we pretty much got it. We'll just kind of wait it out and let it pan out for the rest of it and get the rest of this done. And there we go. Success. Level 17 done. Well, our next one will be level 18. Looks like we still have 300 drone tasks that are being completed, but once we get that done, we should be ready to go. We'll heal this back up, this bad boy, and we'll send it back out again. It didn't do too bad. I mean, there's a couple spots here where it came close to the corners, but we managed to kind of hold of our own. You know, we did well. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. But so far, this is where we are, and we still have some stuff that is currently being made here, so that might take it a little while to get that done. But overall, you know, our pace is rather shipping up quite nice. I mean, it is getting quite big, but I think it's looking pretty good so far. We got a lot of things going on here, a lot of things in the fire, and still going. But anyways, I think this is a good time for us to end our adventure for today. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. I want to thank Dark Sky patrons and channel members for the support to the channel. Also, don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and hit that like button if you're enjoying the content. Also, don't forget that I do streams on Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Currently doing Planet Crafter, super fun game. Right towards the end, we are currently on the complete terraformation. So it's only just a matter of time before we get that done, and we see what the endings are going to look like. I hear there's multiple endings, so I'm kind of curious how that's going to pan out. I want to see that. But anyways, I hope to see you on our next one. You take care now, and bye-bye.